What is this? We have double walled with a seawall and an aqueduct. Well, HyperRandom. If anyone asks, what did HyperRandom do for us? It gave us the aqueduct. Oh boy. With a seawall. I love the seawall because you can see the little graphics where it's supposed to be submerged underneath the water. Just sticking out underneath the land. I think you can siege tower over the seawall if you really wanted to, but it's double layered. Cumans, Byzantines. I do prefer Byzantines in this situation when you're double walled. Humans have a bit of a better boom, but if it goes late game, I think the Byzantines, I like them in that matchup. Right, it doesn't actually send the water to the town, it just makes a square of water around the town with gates in the middle. You think it doesn't take bonus damage from siege? No, it doesn't. It has 100 pierce armor, but then 0 melee armor. So don't attack it with ranged units, but attack it with melee units, I guess. The giant holes make it seem weird that they act as walls. Well, it's just supposed to be a cute unit for the 6th Attila the Hun scenario, where you march down Italy and then you see these aqueducts. You head to Rome. Oh, this is going to be one tremendous boar lore, as the scout will need to block and open the gate. Well, this is going to be one interesting game. Players have until 4 minutes to call a restart, and I don't think either of them have yet, and I kind of want to see this map play out. Oh, Jordan, or no, Velez, not bothering with the gate. He's just going to delete part of his aqueduct. You're going to sacrifice water for food. This is the death animation of the aqueduct? I didn't catch that. We'll have to try to see it. Bill died. Wait. Oh, no. Okay. Jordan, did you lose your Vil? Where's the body? It's under the TC somewhere. Oh, Jordan. Lost the Vil, luring without loom. Looks like deleting the aqueduct is the right play, not using the scout in the gate. But anyway, let's take a look at the resources on this map. Is less stone than normal in that stone mine. This gold, less gold than normal outside the aqueduct. One tile of a tiny bit of gold there. Less gold than normal there too. So not very many resources. The extra resources on the outside of the map looks to be where all the gold is. There's a 4 tile of gold there that is in Velez's side that Jordan just doesn't seem to have an answer for. Yeah, that is unfortunate for Jordan. Relics, we have 1 out to the side, 1, 2 kind of near Velez, 1 outside of Velez's seawalls. So it looks like there's 4 relics. Let me zoom out and double click a relic. Let's see if I can find one that I can double click while I'm zoomed out. Keep the mouse cursor on it. Yes, I got it. 4 relics on the map. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, we will have to see how the players deal with... Oh, this is crazy. We have a double arena. This is like extra clown map. So Jordan is up to the Feudal Age first, but that's expected because he is the Cumans, and likely on 20 pop will be going for that 2 TC boom. You have to think maybe he misread the population and forgot he lost a villager. Adding in farms already. I guess you do probably want to have the early farms just to make sure you have the food to power that second TC. And he's going to delete his aqueduct as we see the crumbling animation. And that is actually a beautiful destruction animation. That capture age fully rendered for us before it lagged. Oh, there's more of it. He's just deleting all of his walls. He wants to get that TC, I guess, between the gold and the stone. That'll be a fun TC spot for him. So both players deciding to delete their aqueducts. We have this double arena matchup as Jordan has advanced to feudal. Going to put down the TC on his stone. And looks like we're just going to have the good old human 2 TC boom. Meanwhile, Veles has added in lots of farms. I guess this is a response to the map not having much in the way of food. Just some wild Bactrian camels out there next to a singular ibex and some useless forage bushes. So Veles is up to feudal. And what are we going to see from him? Would a save with low HP attack castle and feudal be a possibility? Well, I feel like that's kind of... We have that in the castle age with the Krepost, and also somewhat in the feudal age with the donjon. And I don't know what other design space there is for adding in some type of feudal age building between those two. But I do tend to think that the problems with... I'm not a particular fan of the Krepost because there's no way really to remove it in the Castle Age. Because it kills mangonels so well. Next is Castle Age Trebs. Well, there's the market and the blacksmith. Bless will use that market. And still not quite with enough food to click up. Probably need to stay in the Dark Age a bit longer. And with that lack of resources, this human feudal age play actually starts to look very good. Because it's going to be a while until Veles can catch up to it. They're going to have a scout fight there. The human fight is... the human scout is faster. So Veles can run away, but Jordan will ever so slowly catch up to him. What about unique economic units? Dark Age Bombard Tower. We did see that in that one of those arena games earlier. Or not arena game, but Mega Random Arena Generations. Oh, he's actually now trapped Jordan's scouts inside of his wall. But outside of his inner wall. Oh, he ran outside the gate and Jordan's scout is now trapped inside of the double wall. Well, that is cute. Dwarves which mine gold faster, like in Age of Mythology. The Norse. So personally, I kind of don't like the idea of early game economic units. You know, like Age of Empires 4 style. Because I think it makes it harder to learn how to play a civ. Because normally those units require some type of trade-off in order to make them balanced. But then you kind of lose the ability to play every civ with... You know, you learn the basics, and then you can play every civ, and you don't need to learn a whole bunch of very specific mechanics to play different civs. And I think that's an important part of AoE 2. It works well in AOM because I think it was very specifically designed around that. AoE 2 wasn't. And actually, I think it works much better in AOM than it does in AoE 4. Or even in AoE 3. But Veles is now up to the Castle Age. He has a forward Vil who is going to repair that wall so that the scout doesn't break out. You don't like that because it makes the watch experience poor? I think that's another good point, too. Yeah, it's like we kind of clearly understand what all the civs are doing. And I think the late game variety in terms of military is a better way to make civs seem distinct and unique than is early game economic changes. And a lot of that I think comes from, as you say, the watch experience and the learning experience. That Vil could die to that scout. She doesn't have Bloom yet. The seawall repair needs stone. Oh, really? Oh, is it like a TC where it needs stone to repair? Oh, that's why he's going to build the house now, because it doesn't need doesn't need the stone to repair the house. Hello, Maxos. And here we go, 3 TCs for Veles, but already 15 Vils down. He will have to catch up. And we'll be able to catch up a bit as Jordan goes up to the Castle Age. 2-2 indeed. 2-2 and 2 walls to 2 walls, imitating the score. And thank you, Sable Tonvi, for the follow.
Salve.
Veles dropped to 99 stone for a bit and could immediately place his 3rd TC. Ah, that makes sense then, because he spent the stone repairing the wall. He probably thought it was like a palisade. But it's not. Normally you don't repair these things because they're out to sea where the villagers can't reach. Now he has healed his scout and will now use the healed scout to kill that scout. Could have just used the monk to try to get the conversion. But Veles will finally clear up that annoying scout that he so masterfully trapped within his double layers of walls. And well, now he will have that relic. And he should, I think, get 3 relics. As this one is kind of free for him. As is this one, if he has gotten his scouting. So let's see the scouting. Ooh, he hasn't actually scouted that one. Jordan hasn't either. But he does still have his scout out, so maybe he can do the scouting now. So Veles has closed up that Vil gap. It's now about 47 to 49, and Jordan is up. Now he's going to add in another TC in the back. As perhaps Jordan forgot his second TC because he didn't make any Vils from on his way up to castle. Oh, that's a thing that can happen too. You're right. You're so used to not queuing Vils while you go up to castle that you just forget about it. I didn't actually see that, but you're right. He didn't really gain in villagers. And now Veles will have the Vil lead. Won't have the eco lead because Jordan has had the Vils for longer. And Jordan will now be able to add in 2 TCs and maybe outproduce Veles and Vils. He's just adding in his 4th right now. Or, oh, he did wheelbarrow then. That might have been what he did while he was going up. We still don't have wheelbarrow for Veles. So this is like a 3 Vil lead for Jordan then. I guess the one unfortunate thing is you add in all your farms before you get heavy plow. But then again, Veles did have to do that too since he added in so many Dark Age farms before Horse Collar even. And well, here's relic number 2. And has he scouted this one yet? Nope, still hasn't scouted down there. And in fact, ooh, Jordan has made another scout, and Veles is going to lose his house villager out there.
Presto.
Oh, wait, what is this? Veles is going for the forward relic. If he gets that, that would put him in relic victory territory, as this one is clearly on his side of the map and should be snaggable by him. So he has 2 relics. The 3rd one's coming in. The scouts are going to fight. If Veles wins this scout fight, he will get that relic.
Salve.
And he's going to heal the scout so that he wins the scout fight. Beautiful move there from Veles, and now he'll get the relic. Although there is one more scout. And Jordan, he will lose the scout fight, but he will probably be able to snag the monk. He knows the monk is there. And he will lose the scout, but get the monk. That's how it's going to work. You shouldn't try to do that now, Veles. The min conversion time has been changed. You should have just kept walking and tried to get it as close to your base as you possibly could have. All right, so that will probably end all hope of a relic victory for Veles, as Jordan should now be able to bring in that relic for himself. Byzantine healing is indeed... It was buffed recently. Well, Vil count still slightly in the lead for Jordan. Still does have wheelbarrow and now handcart. But with the Byzantines, cheaper Imperial Age now coming in for Veles. Adding in the barracks, as Jordan is trying to castle the left side of the map to secure that for himself, and he will get his own relic. So very nice attempt by Veles to abscond with that relic, but doesn't quite get it. Would have needed a bit more commitment to the scouts. Now time to rush a wonder victory. I don't think you can rush a wonder like that. I feel like... I mean, it takes so much time to build, and so much eco is spent building it, that you're just going to die if you rush it up. I think you kind of need to get into more of a late game position, where it's kind of stalematey, but you have the resources for a wonder, and then you add it up. See, Byzantines adding in ranges, so probably we'll see some arbalests. Awkward cliff in the middle of the map. I don't know if you can actually get in and out of that gate there. Castle going up on the left. Oh, and wait, I need to change the title again. This is the semifinals. The wrong title. That was Tato Miguel earlier.
Salve.
Ein.
Okay, Monk trying to get a conversion, but the scout will run away. Almost up to Imp, we have Bodkin Arrow coming in. The Byzantine healing is sick. On the contrary, it's very healthy. Oh, this isn't really a fast Imp. This is a 26-minute. You've been booming and you clicked Imperial Age on 4TC's Imp. Just the army composition for the Arbalest is cheap enough that you can get it out in early Imp with the faster up. Fast Imp would be sub 20 minutes, like we saw in that Italians-Koreans game a few days ago. Well, trying to get a conversion on that Vil. And here comes Squires, Bracer, Ballistics. Just need Arbalest now. So it'll be the Byzantine Trash Army, which on this map with such little gold, I like that wall. We now have 3 flavors of walls in the stone wall, the sea wall, and the aqueduct. Monk should die to that light cap there. He's gonna try to break in through that wall. The Arbalests are in. With, you can't attack that, or wait, I want to see him try to break in through an aqueduct. Because it's 100 pierce armor. You have to attack that with the pikemen. So a small group of Arbalests going for an early raid, but humans will be prepared for this. Oh, okay, Veles is not content to sit back and wait. He's going to go for a forward castle and try to get super aggressive if his army can pathfind, but no, he's thought better of it. I don't think that makes any sense when your opponent has 2 castles there to win the Treb War. Even when you have a Byzantine's castle. I think this is more sit back and play a late game, just make sure Jordan doesn't sneak in a wonder victory. Is like that last matchup, you know, even though Byzantines don't get siege engineers, they do get bombard cannons. Jordan does have some gold at the front. Oh, thank you, Depth Bomb, for the follow. And Scout at the bottom of the map, but Veles will be getting some walls up. Ooh, Jordan actually getting the second relic from the bottom. Nice map awareness from him. And he will get that before the Vils are over to wall it out. I like the way Veles is getting his walls up. He's getting his siege forward. And he's going to have full upgrades on his Byzantine Arbalest, Halb, and probably Cannon army. Conscription. I would love to see some Cataphracts, just because I like Cataphracts, but probably not the best unit against Kipchaks. You have to consider you probably also want some Onagers to deal with Kipchaks too. Light Cav getting into the back of the back, but they're not actually going to stop the walls from going up. Actually, they will idle the Vil because they ran over that wall while the Vil was trying to construct it, and because of that, the Vil stopped constructing. But Jordan getting some Vils lost on the left, while Veles is picking apart the seawall at the front. Like Capifrax, indeed. Best unit in the game. So this is very nice by Jordan. Later on, when Veles tries to take that gold, he's going to be like, oh, how are those Hussars stuck in the back of my base?
Salve.
One more bit of wall he needs to finish. And both players fully boomed, and we're just going to see pure Byzantines against Cumans now. I like the outpost, and that's now a nice castle location, but he needs to get the siege behind it. Kipchaks, their weakness, they only have 6 range. They're a great unit, but they don't have range, and makes them kind of weak to Arbs. Here comes more Halbs. Plus, still not quite at 200 pop. He's adding in Rams. And this is where I fear that Rams are way too tempting of a unit, and instead you might want to go for the bombard cannons. Simply because the cannons are useful against the Kipchaks, and also are useful against buildings, and they kind of force your opponent to push. With the Rams, you're forcing yourself to push. Jordan's trying to sneak out to the left. He doesn't have a sneak Vil in the back, though, just some Hussars. Now there's the Treb, and also cannons useful in the Treb war. Right, you can take out that Treb. Trying to ram here and get in. And he might be able to get some raiding with the halbs. The positioning of that castle actually means the Jordan cannot Treb it from the safety of walls. The Arbalists can go pick off the Treb. I don't know what Jordan's doing with his army over here, but not really accomplishing much there. Well, Jordan with the score lead, but Velez is just content to ram down some of his buildings. Kind of an interesting usage of the rams that Jordan will have to send some army to clean them up, while at the same time also defending the castles over here. But with the Kipchaks, like Kipchaks can deal with rams. Look, they fire multiple arrows, they just take out the rams like nothing. They actually fire a Chuko Nu arrow as their secondary projectile, so they have some bonus damage against the rams. Or something like that, if I remember correctly. It's one of those things I made a video about, so I don't have to remember it. Alright, castle getting trebbed down. +3 because of Ram's negative melee armor. I think that's it, and they have the Chuko Nu arrow as their secondary arrow that doesn't show up here that also has the melee attack on it. I think that's it. Oh, Ram has opened up a hole in the seawall over there. Jordan's still with the score lead. He needs to use the Kipchaks to snipe off the Trebs, though. He's going to get the repairs. The Halbs are in. The Arbs are here. He deletes all of the seawalls, and he wants to snipe the Trebs with the Hussars. The Halbs are trying to get some hits in, as are the Arbs. Noville's here to repair. He has a few Rams of his own, but I think Velez overall won that fight despite losing the Trebs. Jordan bought himself a bit of time, but now the Halbs are moving in against the Rams. And the Arbs have held for now. See, Jordan is moving out on the right-hand side, does have some Rams created there, but Velez is prepared. He's already gotten some stone walls up. And he has a siege workshop here, so if he needs to, he can quickly get out an onager and use that to try and repel the Rams. And Jordan is adding in stables. He wants to go for a raid on the right while holding on the left. And the Recumans do have steppe husbandry, so they can make the Hussars incredibly quickly. Oh, I do see scale barding armor. I hope that's for cataphracts. It might just be for adding in Hussars to complete the trash unit triangle. But, and there we go. Bombard cannon getting out of position, not even getting a shot on the Kipchaks. And that's where I feel all of the Rams that Velez had added in and lost. I mean, they did clear some of these walls, but that could have been a few bombard cannons amassed in the back, and that those Ram upgrades also could have been spent on the other blacksmith techs already. Now 2 Hussars, they want to snipe off the cannon. And here's where the cannon does such a good job against the Treb. Treb has low accuracy, can't really hit the cannon. There's the stationary target for the cannon to wreck. Halb taking the Treb shot there, keeping the cannon alive. And now Jordan has to do some repairs. Meanwhile, on the right, oh, nice awareness from Velez. He has noticed the siege workshop, and he has a Treb out from the castle, already knocking it down. The Rams are out, though. There are 3 Rams. He doesn't have a Mangonel. Nothing to kill the Rams on this side yet. Final Archer armor coming in for Velez, and that will complete all of his Byzantine blacksmith upgrades. They do lack the final attack upgrade. And actually, no, he still can get the final armor upgrade there for the Cav. Now another big fight on the front as Jordan is trying to move in with the Rams and with the Hussars. Here's where the Rams work so well against the Arbalests. Not enough cannons to snipe off the Rams there, and Velez probably will be losing this fight. And I think he is. Jordan's going to push in on this side with the Rams. Oh, another Treb popping out of the castle at just the wrong time. And Velez will be pulling back, trying to keep his cannon alive. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, there are 3 Rams just sitting there idle. Jordan's amassing Hussars, getting ready to push in. And now Jordan has the momentum. He's pushing into this castle. It is a Byzantine's castle, so it will be very hard to knock down. And now it's only 2 Rams with the Treb behind, but more Rams are being added in. Arbalests can't really kill the rams, but they can deal with everything else. Jordan's trying to get some raids over here, but they're being cleaned up by the halbs. And castle is almost down. No vills forward to repair. The rams will all go down, though, and that is pretty costly from Jordan losing all those rams. And Kipchak's... Oh, go and get on the cannons, though. Cannons are out of position for Velez. And you'll lose 2 of them. That's pretty costly from him. And now the halbs have to push in, trying to push the Kipchaks back, but the halbs could jump that Treb, and they will, and they'll take it out. Now, final plate barding in for Velez. He's adding in Hussars of his own. Might lose another cannon there. Doesn't have enough halbs to keep it alive, or does he? Nope, that goes down. Jordan has Palisade Wall just to use that Human's bonus of extra HP on the Palisades to keep the raids out. Now the rams are pushing in. The vills have to repair, have to rebuild the walls, but they should keep that out. We need 1 onager over here, I'd say, just to keep the rams out. Or even just abandon that wood line and wall behind it, get an onager there. Velez still with the good KD. As the Byzantines, normally with the cheap units, you're looking at that from the opposite perspective, but with the better KD, you're feeling okay about yourself. Rams still pushing in. Useful against the Arbalests. Not as much the other way for the Byzantine player against the Kipchaks. And while you still have gold in the bank, Rams are a very good unit. But players are going to hit that part of the game where they're running out of gold. Velez still has gold down there, but Jordan doesn't have that on his map. He's trying to come forward and mine this gold. Slow push for Jordan feels like last game in reverse. I don't know, this is Byzantines. Byzantines who haven't even added in their skirmishers yet. Meanwhile, over here, this is where there's... Okay, 1 bombard cannon. That works too to keep this out. But one thing Velez can't do is let Jordan run in from that side. Although I guess he does have this nice seawall protecting him against Hussars if he manages to wall in time over here. Oh, another ram there breaking through these walls. Again, that's where I feel like the onager upgrade. Just, you gotta be able to attack the rams on the opposite side of the wall. And the worrying thing for Velez is that big group of Kipchaks. If he can somehow take that out of the game, then he'll be okay. He still does have the score lead. He still is walled over here. And Jordan is now running out of gold. This is, I think, his last gold mine. Yep. And Velez still does have some gold in the bank. He still does have that gold mine in the south, which is the biggest gold mine that the map has to offer. 2 relics for each of them. And Jordan's starting ever so slightly to drop in population. Doesn't quite have the food he wants to keep those stables queued. And you're right, Jordan's struggling a bit on the population department. And some halb raids even getting into Jordan's woodline here on the left. Jordan's trying to just add in more farms wherever he can. Another forward castle attempt from Velez. I mean, that is a very strong castle position, but I don't know if it's secure enough for him to get it there. That Vill is just all by herself, standing... Oh, 2 Vills there. I don't think they're going to get it up. I think that probably needs to be deleted. He's going to lose his Arbalest mass. And those Kipchaks still being alive in the back, doing so much work. As Jordan, he's using all of his gold just to add in a few more Kipchaks every now and then. Here come the Rams, but again, I feel like the Rams are not the unit that Velez needs against Kipchaks and Hussars. I guess one of the keys will be that he's moving them over to the right. Those Vills are still deciding if they really want to build. They're still not even working. Oh, the Ram could attack the low HP castle. That castle could go down before it goes up. The Halbs... Oh, they save it, though, just in time.
Salam.
Unless you think he's got this? I think that the Byzantines got this. He has a pretty big score lead now. But Jordan is still holding. As long as he has those Kipchaks, he's still going to live. It's going to be a bit of a slow push until those Kipchaks finally are taken out. Jordan even walling up this side of the map. Now here's where he needs that onager behind the castle to keep it safe from the Rams. Now is where the Rams finally are going to be useful. Oh, but here come the Kipchaks. What are the Kipchaks going to be able to do? I'd say delete that Siege Workshop and just use them to attack the Rams. Don't want them to die to the skirms. Are dying to the skirms. The Hussars. Does Jordan keep this up? Yeah, he had to move them over there earlier. Now deleting the Siege Workshop. And Kipchaks is going to take out the Rams. Castle's still standing. More Rams coming in from behind. And all the Rams are going to go down. That's such a big investment from Velez just to be taken out by the Kipchaks. And see, that's that same feeling I have. If those were bombard cannons instead of Rams, that castle probably goes down. I think it's kind of inevitable that Velez is pushing here, but the Rams against Kipchaks just such an awkward unit to use. I think Rams are very dependent upon the Civ matchup and whether they're useful or not. Sometimes they're the most powerful unit in the game, sometimes they just don't cut it. Castle now being trebbed. Treb is much safer back here than the Rams are up there. And keeping the fighting in this area of the map still manages to not deny Jordan from taking that gold. Hussars will jump the Treb though. 83 farms for Jordan, so he can spam Hussars forever. EBC would have died much faster. Well, the thing about the cannons is when you see the Kipchaks coming, you can pull the cannons back, and you can kind of keep them alive for a while. The Rams just, they die. Like 3 Rams for each cannon. Oh, hello, Soxy. Playing against Byzantines post-imp is terrifying. And let's see. Ooh, he actually never repaired that wall after the Ram broke in. And he does have a few Hussars. They've broken... He's over-chopped the seawall and let the Hussars in. And actually he hasn't noticed yet, and Jordan will be flooding a few Hussars in. There's actually a lot of eco that will be exposed because of that. He has a couple of wall foundations here that are not built. The cannon can't really path, and he will be losing bills there. Why did they name an NFL team after a medieval siege engine? Which NFL team are you referring to, Reaper? Now again, Velez trying to push with Rams, but it's Rams into Hussars and Kipchaks, both units that kill Rams. It's not like Kipchaks... It's not like this is the Huns, where the Cav Archers are pretty hard countered by the Rams. They all go down, and Hussars are just kind of meat shielding for the Kipchaks. Oh, the Rams. Oh, the LA Rams. I forget about them since they moved from St. Louis. And, well, another decent fight. We talked about Velez being ahead in that KD earlier, but now Jordan has turned that around and taken the KD lead. Velez still has a bit of gold in the back, though. The thing is just, let's see, Jordan doesn't have any of the melee upgrades, so if he does need to, if it does go like into full trash war, Jordan will be probably at a slight disadvantage. I thought you meant the San Diego trebuchets. More gold to waste on Rams, you're right. He's gonna make another push at that castle, but he doesn't have any units to defend the Rams. He's going with a Treb. This is what you need, like the Treb-Ram combination really to push a castle. Here come the Kipchaks. Can he force the Kipchaks to come over here? Now this is actually a big push because Jordan had relocated some of his eco out there just for farm space. Only real way to win against Biz is constantly raiding at this point. Yeah, it's super hard to push Biz this late into the game. And the Kipchaks, again, the castle goes down, and there is the GG from Jordan, and Velez will be advancing. Actually, let me double check and make sure this is still best of 5, and I'll bring up the brackets. So check out the stats there. The double arena aqueduct seawall double water-themed walls there. Grab the bracket here. All right. So after today, we had the winners, the second of the winners semifinal between Miguel and Tato. And then we had this series between Jordan and Velez. So let me switch to the brackets real quick. There we are. Zoom in a bit. Oh, the good for energy, good for gaming, whatever that is. All right, so double elimination stage in the upper bracket, we had Tato taking a pretty easy victory against Miguel. He moves on to face ACCM in the winners finals, where finally we'll be getting best of 7 series, so those will be extra fun. And then Velez will move on to face the winner of Miguel Classic Pro, so we'll have a best of 5 there, and then another best of 5 in the losers semi. And then the winner of that will face the loser of Tato ACCM in the losers final. And then we'll have whoever's left over advancing from there and there in the grand finals.